Philadelphia Eagles showed the Detroit Lions, what it takes to kind of win a Super Bowl, and they showed them that front four. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to take to get over the hump. But let's talk about it. Come to the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button, the bell icon button. Obviously, they had a particular player that we passed on, and most people think it was for character issues, and Jalen Carter. And him and Sirianni had some words, and that happens. You know what I'm saying? That happens in the sport of football. He ain't been no character concern off the field so far. He had some issues with drag racing in college, and then remember during the draft process, he got caught speeding once again, and I think that took a lot. That dropped him down the board, and probably easily. I think he wouldn't have Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud draft. I think a lot of people thought he was the best player in the draft. Back in the day, you used to see a lot of young players, defensive tackles go number one. What was it, Dana Stubfield, Gerald McCoy, McDonald. You see a lot of big fellas go very, very. Dan Wilkerson, I think his name was, Big Daddy Dan Wilkerson. I think he played for the Lions. He went high. Maybe Dana Stubfield, whoever his name is, high too. But maybe he went high too. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, he probably was the best player in the draft, and the Lions passed up on him for character concerns. And, I know people saying the national, the SEC championship game, and at Georgia, he was proven to be the best player, and he's one of those rare players that can stop the run and rush the passer at both at an elite rate. Those guys, they don't grow on trees; they're hard to find. And obviously, Philadelphia put a lot of capital in that front four. That's why they can draft him to Kobe Dean, a 5'9", 5'10", 210-pound linebacker, because they got the big fellas up front protecting them. That's why they can draft those caliber guys. You know what I'm saying? That's why. So that's why they can draft those guys, because Jordan Richards, remember they drafted him, I think the year before Jalen Carter from Georgia. Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat, Detroit native, Brandon Graham. I mean, they had another guy from La Tech who played well last night. They had waves and waves of defensive linemen that came in, and that's what the Lions were short at. And I feel like the Lions, they did this offseason, they tried to add to that. Last offseason, Marcus Davenport. You know what I'm saying? Who else did they add? That's about it, to be honest. I feel like they added something more. Makai Wingo. They added some lower level guys there, and it didn't work. So that kind of really showing them that if now, you really need to press play. And if this is, going to get a Miles Garrett, going to get a Max Crosby, if it's going to get one of those guys, and it's also drafting a Sawyer kid out of Ohio State, put a lot of capital in your defensive line. Put waves of guys, and that's how Philadelphia was able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, because they front four, they got 6 sacks and they didn't blitz not once. So if I don't have to compromise coverage and I can get pressure like I'm blitzing 5 or 6, and I can play coverage on the back end, that makes me a very dangerous football team. And that's what the Lions need to strive to do. And if it shows them now more than ever to go out there and sign a Josh Sweat, who had an amazing game for him, he'll be a free agent this year if you don't get tagged by Philly, or to go trade a Miles Garrett or Max Crosby, or go get multiple guys in there. And the drink that, what stirs the drink in Philadelphia is Jalen Carter. He stirs the drink. Remember when Stafford and them was about to beat them in the playoffs in the divisional round? And Stafford was driving, who was the one that stopped that drive for the most part and put them in 3rd or 4th and long? It was Jalen Carter. So you need that guy in the middle of that defense that can be that disruptor, that penetrator disruptor. You need that guy that can be that penetrator disruptor. That's what you're missing. That penetrator disruptor. That's exactly what disruptive. So they need waves of defensive linemen. They need guys that can come in and do their job at a high level. So, yeah, the Eagles show people how to, the Bills and the Baltimore Ravens, they was wondering why they was having issues with Patrick Mahomes, the way they was having issues. Tampa showed y'all the blueprint, and Philly showed y'all again. You got to be able to get there with 4 down linemen, and you got to have waves of linemen. You got to have, a first unit, a second unit, and rotate guys in and wear that offensive line out. You got to think about it. They don't really rotate the offensive line out. They in it. They in it to win it. Let somebody get injured, they in it. And that's how you beat any quarterback. You can collapse that pocket. I can get there with as less people as I need to get there with. If I can rush one and get there, man, I'm going to rush one and get there. I'm going to play coverage on the back. If I can rush 2, 3, 4. That's the name of the game, to try to get to the quarterback rushing as little people as you can. You got to remember, these guys got 5 down linemen. You got tight ends that can chip and stay in the block. You got running backs that can stay in and pass protect. And you doing all this protection with 6, 7 guys possibly, and these guys still getting through. Like it or not, the Eagles, the front 7, the Eagles front 4 was the MVP of the Super Bowl. That was who the real MVP was. The real MVP was the Eagles front 4. That was the real MVP. Eagles front 4. So the Lions got to look at how they architected that defense. That's a word. Disruptors in the front 4. Disruptors. Aiden Hutchinson is probably better than everybody on that front. Is 4. Maybe not named Jalen Carter, but hey, guess what? What about the next guy? Josh Sweat, Jordan Richards, whatever his name is. Keep going on and on with a number of those guys they was naming last night. They have strength in numbers across that front 4, and that's what the Lions got to get to. So check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video.